And welcome to EdCamp Global Classrooms. I'm Mr. Cameron from Thunder Bay, Ontario, with my students and principal, Mr. Don Grant, and the grade 5 students at St. Elizabeth's School with Thunder Bay Catholic District School Board. We're very happy and pleased that you can join us for this incredible event. It's empowering student voice throughout the world. And so I'm happy and pleased to be able to introduce my class. This is my phenomenal group of grade 5 and 6 students from St. Elizabeth's School. Give a wave, guys. Hi. And now I'm also really happy and pleased to be able to introduce or have on our panel of live guests, people all really across North America involved in education in one way or the other. We have a very good cross-section of people, teachers, classes, students, education profs, and principals. So we have a couple of teachers and principals joining late, but we'll have the people who are present maybe make their introductions first, and maybe we'll start with Helen.
Hi, I'm Helen Dward. I'm a faculty instructor at Lakehead University in Aurelia, and I work with teachers who are learning how to use media and digital literacy in the classroom. So I'm very pleased to be able to share this experience with my students.
Thank you, Helen, and we'll go to Catherine.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? I'm Catherine O'Brien. I'm faculty at Cape Breton University. I teach teachers who are training with the teachers, and I teach teachers who are in the classroom. And the area that I work on is called sustainable happiness, which is about well-being for all people, and for the environment. So I am super excited to meet all of you today.
Thank you, Catherine, and thank you for being with us as well. I'm very interested in your work, and I look forward to collaborating more with you. And we also have, Helen, if you can remind me, Helen's my right-hand person today on this chat. From Arkansas, we have a grade 4 class, and her teacher and the teacher and principal as well, I believe, is there, and I'm more familiar with Bethany Hill from Arkansas, and Mrs. Coyle, 4th grade. Thank you very much for the message. And welcome to you and your students. There they are. And I think I thought we heard you there for a second. And I think maybe I'll also introduce, before we begin, the people who may be arriving late. We have Mr. Filippetti. He's a grade 7 and 8 principal from E.Q. Jennings School in Thunder Bay, Ontario. We have Mr. Don Weddick. He is a teacher, an innovation teacher in a high school in Indiana, and he's also been awarded the Innovative Teacher of the Year and has written a book as well. And we have Christine Hicks, who is coming in from California with her grade 5 class. I believe she'll be a little bit late as they have a fire drill. So the format for our Google Hangout will be as such. My students, we've actually tried to figure out what would be the best way to share our life in a connected classroom. And so what we decided to do, because we have 26 students and their voices are all important, we wanted each student to be able to speak to an experience and to share what life in a connected classroom means to them and the opportunity that it brings to them. So what we did is we created an iMovie, and it's a video. So this way we'll be able to, because we just looked at logistics as well and problem solving, and we thought it might be pretty tough to have 26 kids come up and speak to a video or a picture. So we decided to put this together in a video. We'll share it with you for the first time, and then we'll be sharing it also on YouTube for anybody else who might be interested in joining our classroom after the fact. So we'll play the video in its entirety, and then we'll open up the Hangout to questions from our guests. Does it sound good? You can hear me? Okay. And I'll invite any guests who might be viewing. You can also use a few of the different options. I believe there is a chat button and an applause button as well, so feel free to join interactively that way as well. Here we go.
Welcome to life in our connected classroom. What does being connected mean to us? It means knowing and understanding ourselves and our dreams.
It's a pathway between two or more individuals.
It's a portal to different places and to different people.
And to different things. Connecting allows us to travel to places both near and far away. Being connected allows us to make a difference. Our connected journey began with a welcome back from Mr. C and over 100 teachers from around the world. We connected with the places around us and the people close to us. We traveled to our local high school and learned from the best.
Hello, just want to ensure that you can see the video. Can't see the video. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Filippetti, for the shout out. Screen share. Can you see that? No, oh, thanks, guys.
Yes, we've got it now, Peter.
Can you see that now?
Yes.
Catherine? When I go.
Welcome to life in our...
Good. Actually, as I was just playing, I thought that I should double check to make sure everybody sees, and I checked my Twitter feed, and Mr. Filippetti messaged me that you couldn't see anything but my students, so they're pretty good kids, eh? All right, are we ready to go? If I go full screen, could you still see in full screen? Yes. Okay. If for some reason you can't see when it's in full screen, Mr. Filippetti just messaged me in Twitter. Thank you.
We're going to see if we can see it when he turns out his lights out.
Welcome to life in our connected classroom. What does being connected mean to us? It means knowing and understanding ourselves and our dreams.
It's a pathway between two or more individuals.
It's a portal to different places and to different people.
And to different things. Connecting allows us to travel to places both near and far away. Being connected allows us to make a difference. Our connected journey began with a welcome back from Mr. C and over 100 teachers from around the world. We connected with the places around us and the people close to us. We traveled to our local high school and learned from the best. We became more environmentally aware and shared our learning with our parents and the world. We traveled again to volunteer, learn, and give back.
Google Hangouts allowed us to connect with people far beyond the walls of our classroom.
It's a pretty unusual business card, as you can see, because it says Explorer on it. But there are a lot of things that led me to become an explorer. When I was your age, some of your age anyway, men were landing on the moon, and that was pretty inspiring to me because those guys were true explorers. And I told my parents I wanted to be an astronaut. And at the time, they said, gosh, there's no Canadian astronaut program to begin with. And there's certainly no places for women in space. So I thought long and hard about what I wanted to do when I grew up. And I wanted to do a lot of things. So I built a really interesting kind of hybrid career. I grew up in Canada, in the Mississauga area, and I was outdoors all the time, and that's what I loved more than anything. So although I wasn't able to become an astronaut, I became what we might call an aquanaut.
We dove deeper into our learning. With our adventure lozer, we traveled to the ends of the earth and explored, questioned, learned, and we inspired.
Cameron's 5-6s in Thunder Bay. Let me put the mic on so you can say hi. There they are. I'm really excited to be talking to you all over the US. Never done this before, so it's very exciting for me. I am, as Joe introduced me, I'm the only person in the world who have ever gone to the North Pole from Canada, alone, with nobody else, and with everything I needed to start, all the way to the pole. And it's probable, I think now, with as the conditions are changing so much, becomes less and less and melts away, that it may turn out I'm the only person that ever makes this journey. But it did take me 15 years to achieve this thing, which lots of other people have tried to do, really famous people tried to do. I tried in 1994 and I failed. I tried in 1998 and I failed. And I succeeded because actually I didn't fail in 94 and I didn't fail in 1998. They were really important. They were essential learning opportunities. They showed me where I was going wrong. If I could fix that, I might stand a better chance of succeeding. So some things don't come easy, and some things, if you think it's worth it, you just keep going on and on and on. Lots of people give up. They don't do that. That's one of the things to think about for life as you go forward, perhaps. Okay.
Our adventurers became helpful friends. Our host, Mr. C, began to blog about others.
Other classes joined us in our adventure, and our adventures continued.
It's so much fun to be here. I've never done one of these kind of things before, and this is just a great venue, and I want to say thank you guys for allowing me to be on here and to share just a little bit of what I do and some of the reasoning behind it, and to show you guys some crazy pictures, some crazy video about some of my global adventures. And that's basically what I do for a living. My job is a professional adventurer, explorer, and storm chaser, and it's kind of the type of job description that you think of when you're someone your age, but sort of tend to grow out of those kind of things. I just never grew up. So I guess growing older is mandatory, but growing up is optional, and I just never grew up. And it's certainly quite involved with. I love every force of nature, from diving with sharks to swimming with piranhas to climbing inside active volcanoes to chasing tornadoes. And one of the craziest encounters I've ever had with Mother Nature, it's just this amazing lake of lava. It looks like a waterfall.
George, can you just try that share again? Oh, here it goes. Never mind.
Oh, here's the one. Okay, yeah, it just takes a few seconds for it to click over, I guess. And yes, that is me down at the bottom. I'm wearing a special heat protective suit. It's the type of suit that you would wear if you were working in a steel mill, anywhere around really hot liquids, things like that. And it helps to protect me from the heat of that lava. It's incredible how hot this actually is. Imagine how hot you'd have to heat up a rock in order to melt it.
We continue to learn and share our learning.
Last night, my kids shared your video with their parents, and they formulated questions with their parents. So you're not only inspiring my kids, you're inspiring the adults as well.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Hi, my question is, what is your biggest fear or regret?
Oh, all right. So perhaps someone who's a little young to understand what regret can mean. So as you get older, how do I explain this? For me, I can't think of anything worse that if I'm sitting on a couch in say 10 years time and I'm asking myself, oh man, what if I did that? Like, what if I had the courage to have done that? And if I'd done that, what if I was here? So I hate the question, what if? Because that, to me, is saying that I was too scared or I limited myself. I think life is so short that you have to be out there and just going for it. And it's awesome that I could sit here today and tell you guys this.
We enjoyed using social media to collaborate with other classes in school. We worked all different kinds of math problems. We had flip charts. Mr. Sales class has become our new page Twitter post. In March, we are looking forward to traveling to Alaska with Laura Wright, the Iditarod teacher on the trip. We're already working on some cool math. Being connected to our community allows us to make a difference for the people who we share a community with. I saw we're doing much more for people than I thought before. Being connected allows us to share our ideas with the world and inspire others to do good. We know we each have the power to make a difference. We are challenging others to do the same. I am connected. I am connected. I am connected. I am connected. We are all connected.
Okay, we're back. Can everybody hear me? Okay, so this is doing some brainstorming with the kids as well as they were watching. I just wrote a few prompts on the board, but I think what we'll do is, I think we need to hear their voice. So if you want to start with questions right away for the kids, and obviously, you know, I said to the kids, their voice is so important and they need to be heard, but it's also a trust thing as well, and they articulate themselves really well, and they dig deep in their thinking, so they'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Should we start? Does anybody want to ask a question first? And I guess we can also have Mrs. Coyle message a question if you'd like. Okay, Catherine?
Well, I have lots of questions. First of all, I am just so delighted to have a bit more of a sense of what you're doing. I want to tell you that I think your class is already showing us about sustainable happiness. You may not be calling it that, you're calling it ConnectED, but that's exactly what you're doing. You're spreading well-being in the world. So I wonder if you were to try to, I guess one of the things I think about is when we look at happiness research, it shows that when we feel connected with ourselves, with other people, and with nature, it increases our happiness. So I have a feeling that being in a connected classroom probably makes you feel pretty good as well. So I guess I'd just like to hear from you about what it feels like to be in a connected classroom.
Okay, and I normally give them a little bit of think time as well, just because I like them and I challenge them to think deep as well. And that is when we started reflecting about our connected journey. It really did start at the beginning of the year, and a lot of people are familiar with the one-word project. It started with kind of connecting with ourselves, and then having dreams and realizing our dreams, and then connecting with our peers and our city and the environment around us, and then finally connecting with the world and realizing, you know, some of the projects that we did that we have a very powerful voice. They have a powerful voice, and they can make a difference. So the question was, boys and girls, how does it feel to be in a connected classroom, and why do you feel that way? Okay, and what they're doing is they might just be jotting some ideas down as well. Okay, let's start with Carson. Carson, come on up.
Hello, my name is Carson, and the reason I like why I like being in a connected classroom is because recently our hangouts we've been doing with tons of people that are very famous, and we did a yard sale about sometime last year in December, and what we did is we went to Westport Foods to spend our money on groceries to bring to the shelter house. And then and that's really all I have to say.
And how did it make you feel when you went shopping and then you brought the groceries from Westport Foods to Shelter House?
Pretty good, and I felt like we did a lot more than I thought we did at first.
Thanks, Carson. Anybody else like to share? Kaylee had her hand up, Sasha. Kaylee's writing some notes too. Sure.
Mr. Cameron, hi, my name is Kaylee. Mr. Cameron asked us a couple questions that were on the board up there, and the first one was, in outward, how do you feel right now? And I said astonishing, because it feels weird that we're the ones doing the Google Hangouts now, that we're telling you stuff, but it's usually us that's getting told stuff and we're asking questions, but now it's reverse psychology. Mr. C. Okay.
Okay, anything else?
And then I have that that you never to stop trying, keep going, and you'll succeed, and you'll never know where you're going next. And well, being in a connected classroom, it is teaching us how to do stuff like, well, Mr. Cameron, when we do Google Hangouts, before we do them, Mr. Cameron makes up a math problem, and that's teaching us how to do math. And it's like we're going to do a Google Hangout where we are going to Alaska, and we are going to go learn about dog sledding, and we did a math problem about how long it would take the dogs to run, or how long to run down the trail that they had to go down, or how much they eat on the time that they're going down on the trail.
And you find, how do you like doing those kind of questions, Caleb?
It's actually kind of better because you learn more about the Google Hangout, but you're also learning math at the same time.
Sure.
Thank you.
Would anybody, Braden, did you want to share?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So how do you feel about being in a connected class?
Okay. Hello, my name is Braden, and the reason I feel I'm in the connected classroom is, we always have Google Hangouts, and we always have parent questions to share all the time, really, and I never really thought about that a lot, really. Just kidding.
Okay, so Braden, you like the fact that when you go home and you ask your parents what they would like to ask the people that we're visiting as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so we bring, as you saw in the Google Hangouts as well, sorry, I don't know what screen to look at. we really involve the parents, because the parents know that the kids are actually, literally, I feel very often like I'm going to the airport when I'm going to school, because I never know where we're going to go or who we're going to meet and what I'm going to learn, and it's a lot of fun. So, and the parents come along with us as well, because the kids will show their parents a little trailer of a person that we're going to meet, and they'll formulate questions together. And so they have an adventure log, such as Nadia's, and you'll see that in Nadia's adventure logs, she shared her learning, but then her parents will ask questions as well. So it's a pretty neat way to bring the parents in as well. And if we think about it actually as well, I think a lot of parents are probably watching right now and will have the opportunity to watch. Any other, Catherine, does that answer your question?
It does. I have more, but maybe I should give other people a chance to ask questions too.
We didn't hear that, Catherine.
Oh,
sorry.
No? Did you? Can you hear me now?
I can.
Yeah. I said I have more questions, but perhaps I should give others a chance to ask their questions too.
Okay, let's go with Helen.
Okay. I have a question for your class, Peter. There is never a time when there isn't a challenge that comes with learning. As all good learning that sticks in your mind comes with problems. What's the biggest challenge you've faced when you are doing connected learning activities?
Okay, they're processing for a second.
So, biggest problems, challenges, thinking about how you solve them. What are the issues you faced?
Yeah, great question. Thank you. So I'll repeat it and just kind of paraphrase as well. So when we're about to go on a journey, and it's not just about a connected journey either. Sometimes we go on journeys within the city. But maybe we'll talk more about a specific Google Hangout. What are some challenges or risks that we face by going on these connected journeys? Okay, Cooper? Right, you got some?
Hi, my name is Cooper, and I think that the biggest risk that we take is humiliation. We might humiliate ourselves in front of a lot of people who are watching, and in front of, a lot of people.
Okay, can you elaborate on that, Cooper? Like how might you humiliate yourself?
Like if we do something, like we accidentally do something, like if we trip and some people laugh, or if we tell something that we didn't want people to hear on accident.
That makes sense. Okay, thanks, Cooper. Megan, and then Melissa. Just trying to get a good cross-section of kids. Cooper was in grade 6. Go ahead, Megan, introduce yourself.
Okay, so hi, my name is Megan. Thank you for the question. And for me, probably one of the hardest things is when you have a whole bunch of questions, you have to pick one of them, and I don't know. Yeah, I just think that's one of the hardest things, is because you want to ask them all of them, but you can only ask them one, and yeah.
That's an interesting challenge, actually, too. Helen, feel free to follow up if you want.
Thank you.
I totally understand that.
I totally understand that.
Yeah, me too. Okay, and Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I think that the biggest challenge would be making a bad impression on ourselves and our school, because we make the impression for ourselves in the school.
Thanks, Melissa. Actually, and I think it's a great lesson, and the kids know that it is a big risk to do something like this, but they know that I have I trust them, and they've gained my trust, and it's a class that I'm comfortable bringing anywhere. And again, I think we have to take these risks to give our students a voice. So thank you guys for answering those great questions. Okay, another question. Now, can we get Mrs. Coyle's class? Do you want to message a question, Mrs. Dawn?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Can you hear? Okay.
We can.
We have a question from one of the kids, and Logan wanted to know, are you the only school or only class of your school who does Google Hangouts?
Okay. We have an answer.
my name is Adam. As far as I know, we're the only class in the school who does Google Hangouts. All of the other classes I've been in, we've never done a single Hangout, and I've never been in a connected classroom other than this one. So yes, I think that this is the only class who does Google Hangouts. And I've asked some of the other students in the other class, and they say they don't do Google Hangouts. So I think this is the only one in the school.
Okay. Yeah, and Adam is right, but there's a however to that. Would anyone like to anticipate what that however might be? Evan, do you think there's a however to that answer? And Adam, that is a fact. But knowing our school and our staff and our board, there is a however.
Hi, my name is Evan, and the however is a teacher in our school named Mrs. Barch. They are learning about the Google Hangouts, and I'm pretty sure soon they will be doing Google Hangouts of their own.
Okay, and Melissa? Anybody else before we have? Okay, Melissa, come on. We'll get there, Britt.
I think that some classes may not participate in the Google Hangouts, but I think they may watch the Google Hangouts online.
Thanks, Melissa. I'll add the however from my point of view as well. I can say that our school works really well together collaboratively, and sometimes people just take the lead in something. And I jumped on Google Hangouts. It was kind of my next frontier in the integration of technology. And I can tell you as well that there's 3 phases to a Google Hangout. 1, watching a Hangout. 2, being involved directly like Ellen and our students are. And 3, facilitating one. And right now there's actually a lot of classes who are starting to get interested in watching, and I know will eventually participate, not just within, actually I believe that there are a few classes within our school watching our Hangout today, so I think it's a matter of somebody or some class and kids jumping on and modeling and going from there. So I'm confident that we'll see a lot more people in the future. We'll go to, thank you for your great question. We'll go back to Catherine. I see your hand up.
Yeah, can you hear me? Or am I muted? Can you hear me?
We can. Go ahead, Catherine.
Okay, my question really builds on that other great question. I'm really also interested in how we transform education, how we make education better, so that we are all leaders who are changing the world for the better. And I see the students in your class as leaders. I see you as people who can teach us, can teach others, and I think you're already doing that. So my question is, what advice do you have for other classes or other teachers about why it's important to be connected?
Okay, so that came in just a little bit fuzzy, but I think the question is, just to paraphrase, is, Catherine, correct me if I'm wrong, the question you're asking is, what advice, from a student's perspective, would they give other students and teachers who want to be more connected?
And it's important.
Oh, I see the message here. Why is it important to be connected? Advice. Okay. So not just in school, as well. Okay, and our definition of connected, I think some people may have been surprised as far as connections and being connected is, I think, and this is what I taught at the beginning of the year, you have to know yourself and your goals and your dreams and your community and your classmates before you really be connecting beyond. So what advice, boys and girls, would you give to students who are connected or who want to be connected? Or what did you learn about being connected that you'll use maybe in grade 7 and 8 or high school? for a few others. Okay, Evan, then Brave. And welcome, Mr. Filippetti.
How are you?
Great, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Sorry I'm late.
No worries. Glad to have you. Okay, we have Evan.
Hi, my name is Evan, and I think it's good to be a connected classroom because then you get to know each other more and more so that you can become better friends and a better class together.
Excellent. Okay. So the question is, why is it important to be connected? And what advice might you give to your friends about being connected? Okay, Braden. You know what you want to say? Okay.
Actually, I thought about it while I was asleep. Hello, it's me, Braden again. My answer is the reason people want to be connected is there's certain things in life that people just want to be connected to us now, and yeah, that's just what I think, and it's just helpful to be connected.
Thanks, Braden. Mason, do you have something? Anybody else? Katie, you were furiously writing. Something you want to share? Okay, Coop. And we have students furiously writing. Some of them are shy, and that's fine too. More shy on camera than in class. Maybe what we'll do is, if you have something written, boys and girls, that you would like me or somebody else to share, just raise your hand or raise your paper, and I'll read it for you too. Okay, so if you have something you'd like to share, just let me know, or let a classmate know. Okay.
Hi, my name is Cooper, and I think it's important to be connected because you can learn more than just what's in the classroom.
Do you want to elaborate on that, Cooper?
You can learn beyond the classroom walls, and you can learn from important people, and you can learn from people who have been through
Yeah, I know what you're saying for sure, because I've learned the same thing. Do you want to maybe give an example of what you've learned from being connected, like one life lesson?
I've learned that I learned that you can adventure even in your backyard with your imagination.
Ah, nice.
To let your imagination run wild.
Nice. Thank you. It's why important to be also connected with your own community and know what you have literally in your own backyard and your own community. Cooper was saying that, yeah, I remember I had something written in my adventure log, so he pulled that from his memory in his adventure log. There was something that I wanted to say as well, but I forgot. Oh, also, you'll find that, how else can we go on an adventure, boys and girls? We all, for at least 20 minutes a day, are on our own adventures. Want to share, Rod? Yeah, do you want to share that? Okay, cool. Okay. So it's interesting. Actually, it's when Cooper was talking about adventures, and we can go any place. So this is kind of our perspective. I think Ryden will probably share with you on a different type of adventure that we all take every day.
Hi, my name is Ryden, and an adventure I take almost every morning of my life is reading. And in that book, there's a character, and every day I learn everything from that book, from a character or even like a story or how the story shapes my opinion of life.
Thanks, Ryden. So absolutely, and I think being connected is also being cognizant of how often you're connecting. And I think people have a misconception of what it means to be connected. So yeah, it's incredible actually when you expose the kids and you show them really where reading can take you, where they can't get enough of reading, most of them. So I'm happy and proud of them for that as well. Okay, any other questions? Mr. Filippetti, would you happen to have a question? Mr. Filippetti is a grade 7-8 principal at EQ Jennings School, and he joined us. He and I were talking a while ago, and he gave me a hand on something, and so we ended up talking about Google Hangouts, and he came for our last adventure.
Well, first I'd like to, again, apologize for being late. I want to say hello to the grade 5-6 class at St. Elizabeth. You guys do a great job. It's really nice to see you again. Hopefully you remember me. I was only there a couple of weeks ago. I really like this question about the importance of being in a connected classroom, because I got to see firsthand, and I think you're really starting to appreciate there how much you can gain, how much knowledge you can gain literally around the world. When you have a question, you're meeting some pretty interesting people, and you're also getting to ask them questions about what motivates them. And I think to the photographer that you had at your last hangout from Australia, and I think she gave you not necessarily advice on how to be a good photographer, but how to find what you will be passionate about so that you can find a career someday that will allow you to be as excited to go to work every day as she is when she wakes up. I guess my question would be, what advice have you figured out or were you given from a guest speaker that you have tapped into through using technology this year?
So the question that Mr. Filippetti asked is one that I often ask of you after we meet someone. And I think what most of my kids now are doing are thinking to their adventure logs, and they're looking for their adventure logs in their desk, because that's where they spend a lot of time writing and journaling and reflecting on their learning. And I have your adventure logs, most of your adventure logs, boys and girls. If you would like to, if you remember a passage that you would like to share and have me read or you read, let me know and I'll pass your adventure log back out. Megan went running to her adventure log. Do you have something you'd like to share? As the kids are thinking, maybe what I'll do is sometimes we begin with a word and just have one word that kind of resonates with you from all our adventures or a specific adventure. Is there anybody that would like to share a word that you got from an adventure or someone that you met? One word. Carson? Astonishing. Cooper? Adventure. Braden? Exploring. Athena? Dream. Jason? Continue. Melissa? Regret. Why regret?
I think I can answer that.
Because Mr. Filippetti was there.
Well, that was a meaningful time for me. The advice wasn't really advice. Someone asked the adventure photographer, Krista Wright, what her biggest fear was. And I think I would have to assume that the question was asked with the intention of physical fears, because she takes pictures climbing up mountains and hanging off cliffs. But she responded that her biggest fear in life was regret, which I found to be very powerful, that she doesn't want to miss anything. And I related it to a thing called fear of missing out that many people may hear of as well. And we all want to be involved in everything. And I think that's how she explained it. So I'm not sure if that's what you meant by regret, but if I had to pick one word, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Don't take breath. Yeah, sure. Okay, Megan's. It doesn't matter. We can. Megan has something that she'd like to share from her adventure log, and I do actually I've just started my kind of own adventure of learning and writing, and I blog a lot as well with the intent of sharing a lot of my students' thinking. So actually, and modeling it, and they actually help me write a lot of my blogs and edit for me. So here's Megan.
Okay, so the advice that I have is from George Cronus.
No, George Coronis.
Yeah.
Who is George?
Cronus.
Damien?
The guy that went from, or that
Storm Chaser.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the level.
Yeah.
He was the guy standing beside the volcano.
Yeah.
So he's a storm
Next
chaser.
to all the hot lava.
Absolutely.
Cameron, we wrote a story about you.
We did.
We wrote a story.
We wrote a story about it. Okay, Meg.
And his quote advice was, if you want something you've never had before, you must be willing to do things you've never done. And I don't know, I just like really like that one because just, I don't know, hard to explain it. Explain that, but yeah, I don't know, I just really like it.
Did you elaborate on that in your book?
Well, I put, can I just read what
Sure, read.
So
Absolutely.
I put, to accomplish things, you must push your strengths, skills, and fail. From that, I've learned, well, you can't always be afraid. You have to break out of your shell and try new things, because you never know where strength and bravery can take you. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Thanks, Phil. Okay. I think, should we have, Mr. Filippetti, do you have another question, or does anybody have another question? I think we have about, okay, I think we have about 3 or 4 minutes before we stop the broadcast. Maybe we'll go back to the grade 4 class. A question from the grade 4s? There you go.
Can you hear us?
We can. Arkansas.
Yes, from Arkansas. They're excited. Okay, we have another question. And Alyssa wanted to know if Mr. C has met everyone here on Google. So the people that you do the Google Hangout with, have you met them just through Google?
The people that we're talking to on our panel, or the people that we adventure with?
The people you adventure with.
Okay. The secret to our Google Hangouts is a man named Joe Grabowski and Exploring by the Seat of Your Pants. And in September, being connected on Twitter, Mr. Grabowski just tweeted me and said, I thought you might be interested in what I do. I bring exploration and adventure to classrooms. And because I love to explore and I love to adventure, he persuaded me to look and dig deeper. And so what I realized is that Mr. Grabowski plans all the Google Hangouts. All we have to do is literally go on, hit a link, and we're live on air with some pretty incredible people. And so I know that right now I can basically give him a call and say, we want to go, take us anywhere. But I think we need to share as an education community. So I'm sharing my education travel agent with the world, and I encourage everybody to check him out. It's as easy as simply clicking on a link. You can watch passively. You can be more engaged as well. So I really thank Joe. He's a pioneer in education. Okay. Any last or final comments before we go off air? Maybe I'll just give each of you just a second to say goodbye. Catherine?
Can
Hello?
you hear me?
Sorry,
hear me?
Catherine. Yeah, it's a little bit laggy.
Okay. I'll try one more time. How's that?
Absolutely.
I want to thank you. I'm very appreciative that you included me in this today, and I've learned a lot that I will be sharing with teachers. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine, and I look forward to connecting more with you through ConnectED. We're a group of 7 Ontario educators are working on connecting our classrooms with faculty of ed classrooms throughout Ontario and really the world, and exposing our future teachers to what a connected classroom looks like. Okay, let's go to the
Can I
grade
jump
4.
in? Oh,
Ellen,
grade
go
4
ahead.
class. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to say congratulations to the grade 5-6 class and Mr. Cameron. Your parents will be very proud of being able to watch this presentation over again. You should be very pleased with the work you're doing.
Thank you, Ellen. We'll go to the grade 4s.
Thank you. Carlos would like to share something from our whole class. Okay.
Thank you guys for running my class for this hangout.
Thank you for joining us from Arkansas. You guys want to say?
Oh my god, you don't have to turn close.
And maybe we can do another hangout with you sometime. See you later. Okay, and we'll leave from furthest away to closest. Mr. Filippetti.
Yeah, I'm probably only about 10 blocks away, but great to see you again. I hope to maybe visit your class again soon. Keep up the good work. You guys are doing a fantastic job. You're trendsetters across Canada and the world.
Everybody say thanks to Mr. Filippetti.
Thank you.
And I'll leave you with a big thank you as well to all of our guests who joined us. There was a couple who couldn't join us, and a thank you for participating and allowing us to connect with you. I believe we probably learned as much from you as you did from us. So one big thank you and a goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Okay, we're going off broadcast.